First of all, can everybody hear me? Those at the back? You probably regret saying that, but there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start saying, as father to bride, I have the pleasure of making the first speech, something I've been looking forward to the last couple of minutes. Over the last few months, weeks, I've been given a lot of advice on what to say and what not to say, but such as keep it short, don't embarrass the bride, too late, no smutty jokes, but at the end of the day, it's my speech and I'll say what I like. I'd like to start by saying, on behalf of the bride's mother, myself, Sam and Vicky, we give a very warm welcome to all of the relatives and friends who've joined us to celebrate Sam and Vicky's wedding. I know that many of you have travelled long distances to be here. Thank you all for coming to help celebrate this very special day. And as I look around the room, the marquee, I realise how many friends Sam and Vicky have, and I hope you will have a wonderful afternoon, or have had a wonderful afternoon, and a good evening. Unfortunately, at times like this, there are family and friends that are no longer with us. Thinking, of course, of Sam and Luke's dad, Barry, which I've never had the fortune of meeting, and his grandparents and Vicky's grands and granddad. So with those in mind, I would like to ask you to be outstanding for the first toast of the day to absent friends and family. Absent friends and family. Thank you. Part of my speech was going to be what the vicar said actually this morning. I've thrown that joke out the window and Thank you, Vicar. Now, there are two reasons why I'm doing this speech. The first is because Vicky is my daughter and I want to say some really nice things, I will do. The second thing is you said that if I don't, she'd never speak to me again. Now, although the latter was quite taken into consideration, I think I went for the first one. Vicky. Sorry, I've lost the thread.
Don't worry. Take your time.
I have got to say how happy we were when Vicky said she was going to come back from Leicester to get married in Stratton. Especially Stratton Church, where me and Judith got married back in 1980. Yes, we've been happily married now for 30 years. Well, we've been married 34. But
Takes time.
I can clearly remember my wedding. This is a serious bit. My wedding day being one of the proudest days of my life, and I thank Judith for all those happy years spent together and for being a wonderful, caring wife. There's a lot of people say, but say that unfortunately there's a few granddads are not here, but there is one granddad, Roger.
Granddad Roger. Yeah.
Thank you for reading and reading. That's right. Is the same word?
Yeah.
Reading and reading. And the input you have given Vicky and the rest of the kids throughout the years. But again, I would like to thank Judith again for all the love you have given to our children and for the special bond you got with each and every one of them. You don't go straight, I know.
Who wrote this speech?
As you might imagine, this could take longer than I thought. As you might imagine, over the last few days or weeks, there have been times when it has been a bit stressful. There have been certainly a few tears, and particularly this morning when I met the postman and he had a bank statement from That's right, isn't it? So, isn't it? Yeah. Well, and the visa bill, yeah. The second, I must say, was tears of joy. And I saw Vicky in a wedding dress for the first time this morning. We went through this morning, said, don't you start, and I said, don't you start, and we didn't we? But we kept it together. But I must say, and I think everybody agrees, she looks absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. As always. As I said, getting this ready this morning wasn't easy. The whole day, really. I mean, there was a few tantrums and a bit of foot stamping. There were a few tempers and tears, all from me. The girls are perfectly fine. But I did take advantage of the hairdresser being this morning. Once she'd finished, I glanced in the mirror and I could see immediately where Vicky got good looks from. Her mother. This is all the internet. No, not all of it. It doesn't seem long ago that Vicky was running around the garden with no knickers on and cleaning up the flowers and eating mud. Thankfully, she's given up eating mud now. Vic was always been a very determined girl. When she sets her heart on something, she puts 100% into it. This we noticed when she was 3, and Mark was just born, and the midwife came around. Probably a few of the girls might have already heard this story, but I apologise for that. The midwife came around to check on Mark, but Vicky wanted some of the attention. So she started singing. After a few minutes, no response. So she started dancing. Still no response. But before we knew it, Vicky had taken off all her clothes and was dancing naked around the dining room. After that, we never ignored her. Vicky has got so many good qualities, I don't know really where to begin. But me and Judith have often said, how can this possibly be our daughter? She's beautiful, intelligent, loyal. She must have been swapped at birth. I think we've been immensely proud of everything she has achieved, from her childhood to adulthood. Life hasn't always been easy for her, but she's always shown true grit and determination to see her through. Vicky has been a loving, caring, intelligent, loyal and very strong-willed, both to us and her friends, hopefully. I think I'm sure we can say that with all the friends around here.
I'm nodding.
Which was picked up by one of her teacher report, and so we remember that, Mrs. Frost, that said, Vicky will argue her point quite forcibly when she was about 9 years old. That kind of tenacity has served her well throughout the years. Vic, we love you loads. Don't ever stop being the person you are. But sometimes just slow down and chill.
Yeah. Amen.
There is a little bit of time. I'm going to leave it to Luke and John to embarrass him. But I do remember the very first time, very clearly, when Vic said she met Sam. Apparently it was on a works outing, and she rang to say she had seen this, a bit of a normal cliche really, but she had seen this guy. He was tall, dark, handsome, very witty. And just behind him was Sam. So after 20 minutes, this guy went, so she started talking to Sam.
That is a joke, Sam.
I think it is, isn't it?
That is a joke.
She said that he was into football and sang in a tribute band called Hey Beatles. And they played all the Beatles hits. So I said, just imagine. She said, yeah, all of them. I remember the first time Vic brought Sam home to meet us, and I was looking at the window, curtains, and so much of this. And as he reversed into our drive, I remember turning to Judith and saying, there's someone with a sense of humour, got his feet firmly on the ground, and doesn't expect too much out of life. She said, how can you tell? We haven't even met him yet. I said, I've seen an Everton scarf in the back window. And that's coming from a Villa supporter.
Yeah, that's true.
But seriously, both myself and Judith are extremely proud to welcome you, Sam, into our home. And I know you take great care of this prized possession that we have, or had. marriage will teach you many things: loyalty, self-restraint, obedience. And I'm still in daily training of all these habits. Finally, if you will all be upstanding, I would like you all to raise a glass for the health and happiness of the bride and groom, Vicky and Sam Weston. Vicky and
Sam Weston. Cheers.
Thank you. That's it. I'm done.